A few of you have messaged me and asked me about clairsentience and what does it feel like in your body. Hi, it's Veronica and welcome back to the Wholeness Shift. I talk about spirituality and intentional living and how to navigate your spiritual awakening. So if any of these things interest you, hit the subscribe button below so that you don't miss anything good. So I just wanted to pop in here real quick and give a quick update and then talk a little bit about clairsentience. Okay, update. I've gotten a few messages from you guys saying, are you okay? Where have you gone? And we know you're an essential worker, so are you doing okay? What's going on? So I just wanted to let you know that I'm doing well. Actually, I'm doing pretty good. I hope you're doing good. My love to all of you, and I love all the messages that I get and the comments on my posts on Instagram and Facebook. I have actually been busy. In a nutshell, I have survived the pandemic, obviously, thank God. You know, it's just not easy on any of us. And being a frontline worker, because I am a nurse, although I was working in case management, so that eased things a little bit because we were able to actually come off of the floors, not work bedside, and work from an office over the phone. So that did help. But still, I mean, I worked at the main campus of the Cleveland Clinic, and so I was right in the mix, you know, and just having to go there and work around all the germs. And the units that I did manage, they were all COVID units. And so it was a little intimidating considering the fact that I am a vulnerable person. I have lupus, I've been on steroids for years, and so my immune system is a little compromised. And so all of that being said, I just felt it was the right decision for me to leave my job, the job that I love. That's probably my favorite job I've ever had in 20 years of nursing. I really loved it there, but it was just smarter for me to leave and to take a position where I can work from home. So I actually start that new position in a few days and we'll do well at that, I think. Even though it is bittersweet, I do already miss my old position. But in that 2 weeks that I took 2 weeks off before I started, and I was like, I'm going to relax, I'm going to restore. No. No. If you know me, you know that, yeah, I'm my own worst enemy when it comes to that stuff, if we're being honest, because I just go. I'm a project person, and there's always a project, especially in this house. So I don't know if you could see behind me there. If you've been following me on Instagram, you know that all of that blue floral wallpaper, and I'll insert a clip of it if I can find one, all of that blue floral wallpaper got taken down, and I scraped the walls and I painted them, and I'm in the process of decorating. And this week I was supposed to be ripping up all of this blue carpet finally. I don't know if you could see it, but I'm tired. So that did not happen this week, but sometime soon the blue carpet will be coming up. The hardwoods will be getting done. I've already bought all of the area rugs, and I bought runners to go up the stairs. That'll be getting done eventually. This week I kind of overdid it because also we had my daughter, son-in-law, my two granddaughters come in from out of town, and we had one of my granddaughter's first birthday party last weekend. So that was a lot of fun. But anyways, Mama's tired, and so I need to take a few days off. But all that being said, I'm doing well. I hope you're doing well. That's just a little life update on me. You know what? I'm going to take you and show you a quick tour of what I did real quick, and then we'll get to the video. Okay, so like I said, blue carpet still down. It's beautiful outside, although it is freezing today. It's like 60 degrees. I remember a few months ago when I'd be praying for 60 degrees, but my flower beds are looking pretty. Everything's just green and beautiful. That happy little corner I made. I did spend some time the other day painting, just silly little paintings, but Fred bought me flowers because he knows they're my faves. Those are pom-poms from my granddaughter's birthday. We had a little bumblebee party, so we had yellow decorations. Okay, so, ooh, look at this mirror that I found in the garage. I figured out that it used to go onto an old vanity, so I'm cleaning it up, and it's super heavy. It's probably at least 50, 60 pounds. But I want to hang it right there on that little wall. Okay, so that's my cow. We've named him Angus. And don't you love this color? At first I found the color from Magnolia Home called Flower Jar, and I loved it, and it was this color. But I don't like their paint. Some people rave about their paint, but I used it there for that green wall, and it took nearly an entire gallon just to do a couple coats on that wall to get it to cover. It just didn't cover well. And so I didn't want to do that again. So I just Googled what is the equivalent to that paint in Bear, and it was a paint called Antique Jade. And so I got it, and I love it. And eventually, you know, like I said, this will be hardwoods like that, like on the step. And it's gonna look good. So let me show you. Doesn't that look so much nicer? He's so stinking cute. Fred thinks I'm crazy, but I love it. So clairsentience, what does it feel like? Well, I can imagine that just like with everything in life, it feels a little bit different to everybody. So I can tell you what it feels like to me. And what it feels like to me is different depending on every energy that's around me. Just like every person has a personality and a vibe, so does every spirit or every multidimensional being, every alien, every spirit guide, every archangel. Everybody feels a little bit different. And so you can get to know them and who's around you by the way that they feel. And one of the easiest ways I would say to explain it to someone who's never felt it before would be if you've ever gone down a roller coaster or over a bump in the road, like a hill, you know, where it's like, whew, and you get that energy, the butterflies in your stomach that are just like, woo. That's what it feels like. It's like that energy. But that energy can feel a little different. It's like if someone said that the butterflies in your stomach when you go down the hill in a roller coaster is different than the energy you feel when you have an orgasm is different than the energy you feel when you realize something horrible has happened and you have this like grief well up in you. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Those are all energy. You feeling them in your body, but they're all different. They feel different. They have a different quality about them. And that's what I'm talking about. So when I first learned that I was clairsentient, I had read on somebody's blog that the way she found out was, or the easy way to tell if you are, is if you've been meditating for a while, your vibes are up, you know, you think you'd have a good chance of this, sit quietly, close your eyes, and just be still for a minute. Get really used to what your energy feels like right now. And then just say, you know, would my guides please show me a yes response? And then pay attention in your body to what you're feeling. And then ask them to show you a no response and pay attention to if you feel anything different. And so I had closed my eyes and did that. And when I did, I felt that same energy from like a roller coaster hill. I felt that same energy right over my heart, and it just zinged me. It went zing, like right up through my jaw. And I was shocked for a minute, and I'm like, whoa. So I did it again, and it did the same thing. So then I'm like, show me a no response. And my no responses kind of go, let me back up so you can see. I have to back up quite a way, sorry. They like start right here, and they travel under my breast towards my armpit, like that, except it's not bright energy like those butterflies like that go up. It's not that bright energy. It's a very dull thud. It just goes thump. And that's a no response for me. Some people I've met feel it. I know somebody who I think he said felt it in the back of his neck. He would get like the yes going up, and somebody felt it in their third eye. Somebody else felt it in their stomach. So it's different for every person how your physical DNA, your physical makeup, and your physical brain that you have designed for this incarnation, the way that it is designed, it will take and accept and interpret that energy it receives in a different way. So, I may interpret that energy as something here. You may interpret it as something here. Who knows? So all I can say is give it a try and see what you find out. Okay, so different types of energies. Like I know that just for me, Pleiadian energy, I remember the first time I felt Pleiadian energy. It didn't even occur to me that I could feel other entities' energies like that until I was watching a video by Gigi Young a few years ago. And she was talking about Pleiadian energy. And I paused the video and I asked my guide, I'm like, am I able to feel Pleiadian energy? And they're like, yes. And I'm like, what? I'm like, can you show me what Pleiadian energy would feel like? And I felt this like rolling wave of sensual, velvety butter. It was the most delicious, loving, nurturing, feminine, creative, sacral energy. And it just rolled over me like this warm, velvety butter. And I was just like, whoa, do that again. And it was like, whoa. I mean, it was the most beautiful, loving thing. It's so hard to explain, but it's lovely. And Arcturian energy. So then I just started going through them all. Of course, I was just like, well, I want to feel this and this and this and this. I want to know all the things because that's how I roll. So I asked for Arcturian energy. And Arcturian energy is lovely. They're all lovely, but Arcturian energy is, to me, it feels bright, loving, and to the point, matter of fact. Feels intelligent, to the point, loving, but not so touchy-feely, emotional, sensual like Pleiadian energy does. And when I say bright energy, I'm referring to that over the roller coaster hill, butterflies in your stomach, that it's very bright energy is how I describe it. Sensual energy is more subdued and like low and so Arcturian energy, brighter, matter of fact, but still loving. Who else do we have? Mantis energy. I have a Mantis guide, and I call him Manny because I'm not sure what his name is. I don't even know that I've ever asked. He's a Mantis guide. I call him Manny. Manny, show me your energy, please. Loving but unemotional. It's not emotional. It's just benevolent, I should say. I feel it in my third eye, in my heart, and it also just feels matter of fact, like helpful and intelligent, but not touchy-feely. I have a Lyran guide, Lyran, there's different ways to pronounce that. I've heard it both ways, but he's a lion guide. He's a blue lion. His name is Gnopersut. Can you help me feel your energy, please? I feel it extremely in my solar plexus area and in my third eye. And when I feel his energy, and in my sacral area, mainly my solar plexus, a little bit in my sacral, a little bit in my third eye. And it feels, it's so hard to quantify and qualify how energy feels. I'm doing my best. Bear with me. It feels sensual, but not in the same way that Pleiadian energy feels. It feels a little bit more brighter than that, but it does feel kind of sensual. But it feels very loving and proud. And every time I feel that energy, I've noticed that one of the first things I do is I stand up a little taller, I sit a little taller. It helps you improve your self-esteem, your self-confidence, your self-worth, your self-love. And I noticed he had come on the scene a few years ago when I was struggling in those areas. And I was also getting ready to start this channel and whatnot. And I needed a little boost of self-confidence. And I needed to get in touch again with my self-worth and my self-confidence. And he came on the scene and he helped me with that. And I noticed just his presence within my field. I automatically stand a little taller. My shoulders go back. Think of the way a lion is, you know, I mean, you go into that king of the jungle mode, you go into pride. Nobody can mess with me, not in an arrogant way, but in a, I've got this kind of way. He's very loving, and I think he has a bit of a sense of humor too. Okay, blue avian. Okay, my blue avian friends. Yes, hi. So they have very bright, loving, happy energy. I feel it very brightly here, like throat, heart, maybe even a little crown, mostly here. But it's very bright, loving. They feel like they have a really good sense of humor. It's very sharp, bright energy, like Arcturian plus. And very kind, loving, open, and like they have a good sense of humor. Like they're just smiling at you and like ready to crack a joke. That's what it feels like. Archangel Metatron. You can see how when he just came into my field, he immediately, I feel him very strong in my solar plexus. And he, in my heart, but mostly my solar plexus. And he immediately affects my breathing. Like he instantly, like you have to take a deep breath and just. He has a calm, loving, grounded energy, very smart feeling energy. But he instantly, he's so powerful, you don't really have a choice. I don't anyways. His energy almost overwhelms the senses, and it slows your breathing down. Like it calms you, and you instantly will go from like rapid chest breathing into deep belly breathing like you're supposed to. Who else? Archangel Michael. I feel Michael very strongly in my throat, my heart. Archangel Michael, let me feel your energy stronger. In my mind's eye, I could see him going, "Pah." Like, here, take a dose. Yeah, throat, heart, maybe a little bit here, but very bright, playful, bright. It feels like that roller coaster energy, very bright energy here. Archangel Raphael, how does your energy feel to me? Let me feel you, please. He's much softer, no less powerful, but his energy physically to me feels softer, more loving, more nurturing, like a warm hug. I feel it a lot in my heart, and I'm feeling it in my sacral chakra, maybe a little bit in my root chakra as well, but mainly my heart. But it's very soft, subtle energy. Like bright is more like pow, and soft, subtle is more like, oh. It's just very gentle energy. And God, the divine. I instantly got a dose. As soon as you think a person's name, whether it's your grandma that's passed or Archangel Michael, soon as you connect your energy to them, even if it's not a conscious thought, they receive that energy and they're there. All I had to do was say God, and he's here. And he's all crown and third eye. He's just, it's bright, loving, sensual. It's all the energies all rolled into one. God is everything. God is all. And his energy feels that way. It feels sharp and bright, yet soft, loving, and sensual all at the same time. It feels loving. It feels joyful and playful. It's all the things. And it's all right here. And here. But mostly here. Thank you, Lord. Jesus. Jesus, can you let me feel your energy, please, so I can describe it? Oh, Jesus is all heart. Jesus is all heart, all love. It's warm and gentle, not very bright. It's warm and loving and gentle. And right now it almost is painful. It's so loving, like my heart almost hurts. It's strong. It doesn't hurt in a bad way, like I'm having a heart attack, but it almost aches. It's so strong. Who else would like to tell the people how they feel? Who we got? Syrians. Can you connect me to Syrian energy, please? Woo! Hello, kitty. Very bright sacral energy is how I feel it. I feel like my sacral chakra and a little bit of my heart chakra just glow with bright energy. Who else? Okay, Spomi, you're feeling left out. How does Spomi feel? Spomi is very, very gentle. And in case you don't know, you haven't seen the other videos, Spomi is my main guide. His full name is Spomamorst, but when I first met him and like spelled that whole thing out, I was like, is that really your name? And he's like, yes. I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna call you Spomi, okay? So the name stuck. So Spomi is very gentle and loving, playful. He can be a little ornery, but in a loving way. And I feel him mainly, okay, Spomi, let me feel your energy again. I feel Spomi mainly in my heart, a little bit in my throat, and very loving. So as you can see, oh, one more, I was just reminded. So the ones that have been working with me lately, if you've seen on the blog, I've done some automatic writing, and who has come through is the 12th dimensional Pleiadian, Arcturian, Syrian, if I got that out of order, sorry guys, Council of Light. And they've come through, and they've been working a lot with me lately, like during meditations and whatnot. Ooh, hello, you just showed up. Yeah, they're strong energy. They've been working with me lately I think they're starting to groom me because they want me to be a channel. So they're working with me to grow and get stronger and develop that skill so that I can start channeling messages. I mean, I already am through automatic writing or different ways, but I mean like trance channeling or verbal channeling. So the 12th dimensional Council of Light that I just mentioned, let me feel your energy. They come on extremely heavy, third eye, throat, sacral is what I feel. And it's not bright energy, it's intense, it's low, deep. It's heavy, but not in a negative way. It's loving, it just feels super powerful. It feels, and when I say low, I don't mean low vibrating. I don't mean negative in any sense of the word. It's just when on a scale, when I'm thinking of how to describe energies, if you will, how I feel them, there's bright, like we talked about, that's just like in your face. It's like, bing, you know, it's very bright. Think of like a squeaky little cartoon character, I don't know, Tinkerbell or something, and she's just all hee hee hee, you know, and like high, bright. And then you think of somebody, a full-grown man who has a very deep voice, and even though he's a good man, he just has a deep, low voice. If you could translate those sounds to feeling in your body, you have bright, high, sharp energy, and then you have low, intense energy. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I can appreciate that this is hard to understand, but for those that know, you know. So this is me a little bit later. I wanted to add something in that I forgot to talk about, and that is that sometimes, like when my guides come and start doing energy work on me, whether if I ask them to, or sometimes it's just spontaneous, it's like daily maintenance, I guess, or they're giving me downloads or whatever the situation might be. Sometimes that energy, it can just come out of nowhere, or if there's some Kundalini energy going on or something, physically, I always relate that to catnip. That's what it reminds me of. Like if you've ever seen a cat that's had some catnip and they're just sitting there like stoned, like, oh, wow. Or a cat that's laying there and just like kneading its paws and it's purring and it's just kind of stoned. Do you know what I'm talking about? That is how I relate to that. That's how it feels to me. It feels blissful, and it feels, to me anyways, usually it's mostly centered up here near my third eye and whatever, so it's all up here, but it's just like I almost can't function. There have been a few times where I actually had to pull my car over on the side of the road because it starts happening, and I'm like, you guys, you gotta wait, like I'm driving, and it just keeps coming. And so like I have to stop. I have to close my eyes, and it's just this wave of yummy, blissful, very pleasant energy that just kind of washes and waves over you. It feels really, really beautiful. I have no idea what it feels like to be high. I've never been high, but I can imagine that it's very pleasant like that. It's like a natural high that, man, you just feel stoned, and it's really lovely. But I wanted to add that in, that sometimes that happens too. Like it's just energy work. You could be sitting here talking like this and all of a sudden, whoosh, it comes and you're just like, you just have to close your eyes and ride the wave. I hope that maybe this makes a little bit of sense to you. I know I rambled a little bit, but I did my best to describe what it feels like. And I hope this helps. So see if you can feel any of these things. Just to let you know, the degree to which I can feel each of these things varies depending on my mood, depending on how tired I am or if I just woke up. It depends on how much I have meditated and how high my vibes are. That all makes a huge difference. When I very first wake up and I'm still kind of in twilight sleep, oh my gosh, it's like there's no veil at all. I can feel everything. But give it 15, 20 minutes. Once I'm out of sleep mode and I'm actually up, I can feel nothing, almost nothing. Even Archangel Metatron, who's super strong, I can hardly feel him. Like it's like this numbing cream, like Novocaine gets poured over all of my chakras and energy centers, and I can't feel anything for probably an hour or two. After I meditate, I get about my day, and then it all starts coming back. And then by the end of the day, when I'm really tired, I may or may not be able to. It just depends. So if you try and you can't feel something, that doesn't mean anything necessarily. Try again another time when you feel like your vibes are really high and you're doing well. Just keep trying. Or if you just started meditating, try and see, and if you don't feel anything, meditate for like a good month or so and then try again, because I believe my gifts started to come way more online after I meditated for at least a month. So hopefully this helps. Let me know what your experiences or what your thoughts are. Until next time.